Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh?
How's it going, freaks? Why'd you guys remove James' comment there? It was just a joke. Alright? It was a joke, obviously. You see that? Or Jamie, whatever the hell their name. Come on, let's not get too trigger happy on deleting comments. Alright? Alright. So, hey, does anybody know if tomorrow the Tyler Robinson hearing is live streamed? Because I can watch it. Now, we don't know, Jamie. Can you just leave your... I don't really care about your theories and everything. You're just throwing out shit without having any information. Okay. Yeah, but there is a hearing tomorrow. Could be, Jamie. Yeah, we talked about it last night. But we're not. We just started the show. We don't. You know, it's not like we're it's a competition for you to rush out and quickly. Well, it's virtual, but is it going to be streamed? Can you stream the virtual? Because I have, I've got my. I mean, I have permission to be in there. I just don't know if it can be streamed or not. I would think it could be, even though it's virtual. What do you guys think? God, I just hate the long pauses in between. Ah, Jesus. Anybody have an answer for that? Yeah, I know it's virtual. I know. I'm aware. I'm very aware. I'm actually made efforts to get permission. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, in the Camila, I think it's like, or some people have two L's in there. I guess it'd be Camilla or something. Yeah, who cares, Jamie, if somebody uses past tense? I talked to their relatives, a couple relatives today, one in the background. They were using past tense. It means absolutely nothing. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, we know that it's virtual hearing tomorrow. Can it be streamed is what I'm asking. Because remember there was virtual hearings and then JLR streamed it and then they canceled all streaming after that in a different case. Alright? So I don't want to be one of those people. We know it's virtual, everybody. If you type in virtual again, I'm timing you out. I just gotta understand it. I've said I know it's virtual. I have permission to be in the meeting, the hearing tomorrow. I want to know if I can stream the virtual meeting. We know it's virtual, everybody. It's wild. I mean, where did I say I didn't know it was a virtual or not? Where was that? Okay, see you later. Never seen you in my life, Sis and Nash. You probably got one of those free memberships. Let's see. I just heard the alert for Camila to Mexico. Boyfriend. Yep. Arrest him tomorrow. Remember I said boyfriend when the cops arrest? I don't know what that means, Jamie. What's going on in here tonight? It's crazy. I never once said I didn't know if it was virtual or not. I said, will it be streaming tomorrow where you can watch it on YouTube? Okay. Well, I'll try to stream it. It's like at 9 in the morning, and I guess that'll be, you know, I'll have to get up pretty early for that one. And by the way, guys, we're at 0.000000000 all the way across the board right out of the chute here. It'd be nice to get some momentum going at the beginning of the show. Who's the boyfriend? I don't know. Who cares? I mean, where does it say out there that they broke up too? You know, where does it say this information? Other YouTubers? Is that where we're getting that, or? My God, another night just like that. Okay, he referred to himself. Okay. Well, send me the link to where the article is. All right. Anyways, I called the aunt today on the phone just to get some clarification for some of the other stuff. Yeah, I don't care if you cancel or not, Sis. Your attitude, your Karen sort of crybaby attitude. I don't want people like you around. I just said I don't want people to keep saying over and over and over and over again, and it's virtual. I already know that. I have permission to be at the meeting. I just wanted to know if I could stream it while I was there. Okay. And nobody cares. Sis, has anybody ever seen that person before? Ever on here? This Sizaninanaz or whatever? I've never seen this person. And they're the type that on Facebook will type in a goodbye message where somebody said something you didn't like, and they'll type a whole goodbye message instead of just leaving. All right? I've never seen you before in my life. And I wasn't even talking directly to you. I just said, and I wouldn't actually time somebody out for typing in virtual again. It's just a joke. You know, it's like 15 people typed in, it's virtual, it's virtual. And I already know that. I know that. I'm 100% certain of it. I mean, I never asked if it's virtual or not. I said, can I stream it? Yeah. Right. Right, exactly. It's the first time they've ever commented on the show. Yeah, they're one of the freebies. You know, probably one of the troll channel people. Well, you know how it works. The trolls, they get some of the free ones, etc. But hey, guys, is there any chance you guys could help support the channel tonight? We're at 0 all the way across the board. It's kind of an ominous start. We only have tonight, tomorrow, and the next day, and then we have our donation night. So we're trying to end the month strong here, and this isn't a strong start to one of the final nights of the month. So we'll see. We'll have to pause the show. Maybe I'll have to throw myself in prison until we get started. But I did get some answers to some of the questions that we have. You know, I asked the aunt. The aunt seemed to be speaking in Spanish to the mother. And the aunt knew some of the answers too. But then she had to go because there was like FBI was around and people were walking around. Okay, now I can start the show. Jesus. All right, hey, thanks Timothy Cecil. My God, people. Unreal. Yeah, so what the... I asked about the phone because everybody keeps saying the phone was turned off and then the mother said she plugged it in. Okay, well, that isn't really how it went.
Always a supporter. Red heart emoji.
Thank you. Not sure how to turn off the audio, but there it is. All right, so it turns out that the phone was dead and the mother plugged it in. Okay, so that changes things a little bit, right? It wasn't an intentional, like I turned my phone off, okay? Don't you guys agree? See, that was part of the thing was, if she turned it off intentionally, then that's much more likely that she's leaving on her own. It turns out, however, that the phone was dead. Hey, thank you. What is it? Oh yeah, I'm essential. Oh, thank you. Can I just get, hey, Lee, we already know all this stuff. We've gone through all of this stuff. I'm talking to the people that are aware of what's going, what's going on, and I'm answering the questions. We know she left the phone at home, everybody. I just explained it to you, how the phone was dead, and the mother was plugging in a charger to charge the phone. Right? So doesn't that mean that the phone's at home? I heard she left it at home. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah. So the and then I said, okay. So did she leave the phone? Did Camila leave the phone on the bed of the mother? And she says no. It was in a different room. And then I said, oh, okay. So why was Camila sleeping in the bed? And she goes, well, they're just really close, and I guess like a brother or some other person had left and she just wanted to sleep in the same room. They just slept in the same room. There was no like that's just what she was doing. And then maybe the phone was dead, so that's why she didn't take it with her. But I guess why wouldn't you charge it yourself? Let's say you're at home and it's 5:30 and you wake up and your phone's dead. I mean, wouldn't you charge the phone and then go out on your walk and then you come back and it's fully charged? Instead, the mother finds the phone dead and then charges it. I mean, I guess you could still argue that the phone was intentionally allowed to be dead, Hey, thanks Sandy Shirley and Timothy Cecil and Cecil Tracy Antioch.
Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave emoji.
So what do you think of that right there? Well, thank you. Isn't that crazy, though, how we get these people? See, somebody's not into the channel if they say virtual, and then you go. After 17 people typed in, it's a virtual meeting all over again, then I say, I'm going to time out anybody who types in virtual again. I'm leaving. That's somebody that's just, they didn't even like it here, and they never have. There isn't one freak that would say something like that. An actual freak. The phone wasn't lost at home. The phone was at home. The mother called the number. Didn't get a reply and then looked around and there's the phone sitting on a bed somewhere. It was in a bedroom, just sitting there. And it could have been her bedroom, except that's not what the person said on the phone. They said it was found in another room. And then it sort of... They seemed like they were trying to, get moving off of the phone. because there was like FBI and people coming, searching and stuff going on. So that's what she. But I think that changes things a little bit when you think, okay, the phone was dead, but maybe she wanted it to be dead. You know what I mean? Like, what 19-year-old allows their phone to die, and then when they get up, 90 minutes of being awake in the morning, haven't even looked at their phone to charge it? Now, some people say, well, if it was dead, maybe that's what she was going out to her car. But wouldn't you be charging it earlier? The mother thinks it was 5:30, but who knows if that's even correct? How do we know that 5:30? The mother remembering 5:30, is that accurate? There's no reason for her to need to remember the time. I don't know what's going on with the people in here tonight. I'm never watching you again. Ooh. That's right, Davey. That's right. But at least I made the call, you guys. I mean, I literally called the aunt up, talked to her on the phone, and she said the phone was dead. The mother charged it. It was in another room. Oh yeah, and the video recording, they said it recorded, and then it starts recording again another 3 minutes later, something like that. And then there's this video that came out. It's just dumb, It's like this video here. Look at. Now, let me put it in this other, in here. Yeah, so like it's not really a video. I think what this is somebody produced still frames from every clip that day, but it's just one frame from each of the clips. Because watch how this plays, watch. Dang, dang. There's no video. That's all just different time of day. So you kind of, and the car never moves at all. So that means the car was not moved. It didn't drive. How do you know, Gray? Maybe they had it on GPS and it parked in the exact spot. Well, look, it doesn't even move at all. I mean, you could zoom in on this. No, there's no way in hell somebody moves the car and then it moved. It didn't move even an inch, and the tires ended up being in the same rotation. I mean, you can forget it. That doesn't work like that. And so these are probably motions that were captured. And, this is out on TikTok. And guess what? Oh, my God, there's not one bit of time code or anything on anything. It's just really stupid. That says 10:04. Well, that's when you recorded this, right, on a phone or something. But there isn't any video at all. These are all just still frames. Look at that frame. And then I can move it forward because they just keep the same frame. But notice how there's no shift at all. And then there's the next one. So there's that one and this one. It'd be great to know, when was this? Is that just before she went out there and that's like a car pulling up? I mean, wow, that would have been amazing. But we don't get to see it because it's not a video. These are still frames from each motion. Okay, so let's see. How far long do we have? There's another, like looks like a light. Headlights are turning on there. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, I got 64, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then 30, 31, 32, 33. Yeah, I mean, it's like a second and a half of a still frame. And so this one is the one that everybody wants to see, because this is likely her standing at her car, and we don't get to see anything. It's just a still frame, and it's one of the shortest still frames they got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So it's 1 second of a still frame. Yeah, it doesn't, none of this stuff means anything, okay? It's like where it's it's not valuable information at all. You have like this one shot, like, where the hell is that? Yeah, I mean, it's... Okay, that was it. So we don't know when any of the video... So we're all sitting there talking about, oh, hey, oh, look at that other light over there. But we don't have any idea when the other light was. Okay? This is not a video that we're watching. It is a still frames of each motion throughout the whole time frame that they're looking at here. See, look at the sky out there. See that? That's one frame. That frame, now it's lighter, 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 lighter. Look at that, way lighter. And then it's like dark again. And then there's that car. Who the hell knows what time that was? And it's completely dark. And then there's just something. It's not a video. You see? It's just all this. It's a video that somebody made of still frames of just random, shots from the camera. It's ridiculous. There's no video on here. And what I'm saying is there isn't one time where any of those still frames lead to a sequence of other motion happening. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just a still frame. And then the next one is probably the next motion that was detected 45 minutes later. Then the one after that's an hour after that. And the other one's that, and they just said, look, these are all the different motions, and they screen recorded it, but they're not showing you, like you could have, like if you have the app, you can stop it and watch each one of those videos. You get what I'm saying? This is a useless video that people, but man, everyone gets all excited about it. Everyone gets excited. There is absolutely nothing in this other than the same still frame that we've all seen. And look at that. That one's like way later. It's bright outside. Or it could be late in the evening. I mean, we don't know. So this one here is the only one that we'd like to, I'd like to see all of their surveillance. I mean, that's sort of interesting, that little darkness right there. Let's see if is there something there on the next one? Yeah, it's a garbage can. Oh man, see? that would have been sort of interesting, but it's not. There's a garbage can there. So, yeah. And see, this is just me, and this is probably represents like 4 hours in here, and one still frame for each motion that probably was detected during a specific time frame. Thank you, Michelle H. All right, so today I spent a lot of time, virtually. Boom! Hey, everybody, today I spent a lot of time virtually walking around the neighborhood. And check it out. So this is the house right here where Camila went missing from, and she's like literally in this driveway right next to probably where that car is, or maybe that one, who knows. But then she walks out. It's probably where this vehicle is. And we've already shown this. So if we go down to Street View, right in here, this is 2025 actually, 2025. And that's the house right there. Do I have it on the right one? Yeah. Yeah, it's the house with the solar panels on it. All right, and then right there is the camera that filmed what we just saw a moment ago. All right, and hell, that's probably where that garbage can was. But hey guys, if you're out there, if you could please help support the channel, we're currently at 1/8 of a goal, so that would be awesome. So what I did was I walked up and down these streets here, and I marked every single place where I can see a surveillance camera. Now, unfortunately, I actually think, I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is right there. See, that is a surveillance camera. That's a Ring doorbell camera. Can you guys see that? Up in the corner there above the garage. So that is a camera. That's just one house away. So that one should have filmed something. All right. And then you go down the street here, and then the only way out of their little this little area is right there. That's it. Because it loops around, you see that? And the only way out is right there. Okay. So we go down to street view right here. And this one has got cameras all over the place. And that might be a solar panel, perhaps charging this camera. And now that one's likely just filming the side of the house, but usually you can still see over the fence and something else going on. And then there's actually another camera right here. See that? That's another camera. And that one's filming like the gate, and that would have filmed likely anything walking down the street or anything like that. And that one would be really important because that's right down the street from that camera to here. And either one of these might have picked it up. Now going the other direction, there is just a ton of cameras. There's one, I think, right on this one. Yeah, there it is again, another Ring doorbell camera right there. Then you go this direction. I think there was one next one down. I think it's the next one. Yeah, like right there. Pretty sure that's a camera. Right there. Yep, and then there's one on this one. And you can see it again way over there. Almost looks identical to the other one. And then there's one here. And then unfortunately they switch it to 2013 Street View, and then you can't see. There's no cameras. People didn't have them back then. And I don't know if that's a camera or what that is. It looks like a hole, maybe where a camera used to be. So that one might not have one. Oh yeah, and then there's just even one right there. I think that's what camera right here. That might even be one above the garage. And there's one right over here. So 1, 2, 3 cameras right there. And then if the person came out and went down this direction for some reason, all of these had cameras on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different houses. The other side of the street doesn't have it facing that direction. So I think that's what that is. Maybe a camera right there. And then I can't remember. It's hard to see which ones I put the pin on. So it's one of these right here. I can't remember where I saw it. But anyways, there's a whole bunch of them. So from above, this is what it looks like. Look at all that yellow. And so that's where the house is. Now, if this camera struggled and this one of these struggled, then they could have left and none of these cameras would have picked anything up. And then when you're out here, none of the houses along this road face the street. So likely wouldn't have a camera unless they have it on the side of their house and it's kind of angled out. But anyways, you guys, we're on one of those massive lulls again. I was hoping not to have another one of those nights where I have to ask over and over and over and over again. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, like How do you say that one? Ramona? Something like that? Fran Caramona. There you go. I got it. Thank you. Or Mono. Caramano, right? It's like Franca. Oh, Franca. So Franca Ramona. Romano. Okay, Franca Romano. There you go. Thank you. Romano. I kind of got it right. It's hard to read names like that because everything's connected together. There's no underscore. There's nothing. It's just, you kind of have to guess at where the last name starts, especially when it's not a common name. All right. Well, thank you. Okay, we got to 1/6 of a nightly goal. So yeah, I mean, I would imagine, by the way, that see this street right here. I bet you 2 or 3 of these houses have cameras on them. Unfortunately, when you're looking at this is 2025, and then right here it's still 2025. So you might still be able to see something if you can. That's 2025, and then I guess that's still. Let's see. Maybe I got into a cool little corridor where it doesn't shift over. That might be one there. Okay, see, and then it shifts over. So the whole rest of the street right there is from 2013, 12 years ago. I mean, totally different. This is probably when I would have this almost looks like a brand new neighborhood at that time. So if I went on to Google Earth, not that we're doing geographical studies here, but if I go back to 2013, when that was taken, it looks like that. And I imagine just a little bit before that, there was no homes at all, I would think. Because it's so new. Okay, look at that. There's 2006, nothing. And then 2008, they're put in there. So that was only about 5 years old at that time. Hey, thank you, Doreen Ace. And oh my God, would you look at that? It's Marty's Bar and Grill again. Thank you. Very kind, very kind. All right, so if anybody has any information, send me emails real quick. Why do I need a map? Poorly written. I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't know. I still just sort of lean towards her leaving on her own, and that phone was dead intentionally. How many kids in this day and age have a phone? Yes, your phone can die, but you almost immediately start charging it the second you know it's dying, or the moment you notice it's dead, you charge it up because you're kind of connected to your phone. So if you came in late, I called the aunt up on the phone, because the number was out there, because I wanted to clarify confusing information that's out there, because they had put out there that that the phone that Camilla turned off the phone, and then when the mother tried to call, she found the phone and then put a charge to it. That's what they said. But then other comments, other sort of wording in the articles would say something like, well, she normally doesn't let her phone die. See, that's a clue too, right? Something like that. But that would make you go, well, why are you talking about that? That's not what it said. It said that that she turned her phone off. That means it would still have juice. Okay, but anyways, I called and I asked, and they told me that the phone was dead. It was completely out of power when the mother found the phone and then put the charge to it. That made sense. All right, and then what was the other? Oh yeah, and then the phone was found in a different room. It wasn't because other people were sleeping in the house that everybody just assumed yesterday. It wasn't because there were guests over or anything like that. It was because she just, I guess, occasionally sleeps in the same room with her mom. I asked why, and it was just, they're just really they're so close, and it's just something they did. And I guess like the brother, somebody had left or something. They didn't get really specific on that. They had to go. I only got like about a minute and a half, but I got enough stuff in there where, they talked about the video, and I was saying, man, that's just so ridiculous that, there's this video, and had it filmed just a little longer, you'd see exactly where, and she seemed frustrated too. Okay, well, Jamie, you have a lot of opinions. How often are you correct? I would say almost never. Let's see. Welcome, everybody's coming in. Yeah, it might not have anything to do with anything, but you can sit there and say stuff over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like everybody, like people like to do that. It's the same concept as a psychic, where they go into 1,700 different chat rooms, and they say the same, a different thing in each chat room, but they write down what they said in the chat room, so that when the story comes out, they can run over and go, hey, to the chat room they got it right in. Come on, Dr. Professor, you know it. You know it, right? Yeah. Hey, guys, I don't think the cell phone means anything. Hey, I think the cell phone's really important. Hey, I think the cell phone might mean something if it... Okay, well, pick one, all right? Gray, you're so mean. Oh, boy. There we go. And by the way, did you guys hear the other story that took place in Texas? I was sort of wondering if there was a connection of some sort. I don't know what it is, but this story right here, look at this crazy one. It's in Houston, but it says a Texas father rescued his 15-year-old daughter by tracking her location on her phone after she was kidnapped from the street at knife point, police said. The teenager was allegedly abducted by Giovanni Rosales Espinoza, 23, of Porter, while she was out walking her dog on Christmas Day. Isn't that interesting that it's like the same sort of time frame, something sort of similar, According to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. And this is Christmas Day. So this is the day after. So interestingly, it could almost be the same person because they had the time frame. Her father was able to access her location through her phone's parental controls and tracked her to a secluded wooded area in neighboring Harris County, nearly 2 miles away. Now, that's not what it means, Jamie. You can't say anything. What you're saying is you guessing. The only thing the phone means is she obviously didn't live on her phone. No, it doesn't mean that at all, man. Jeez. Jamie's just being one of the, maybe you guys were right earlier. We'll have to maybe come back later. All right, thanks. Right, just that person, they know that last sentence was complete garbage that they typed in. So you'll have to come back later. A deputy said the dad found his daughter and her dog inside a maroon pickup truck with Espinoza, who was partially nude. So the guy was partially nude. He helped her escape from the vehicle and contacted law enforcement. Investigators said the suspect had threatened the girl with a knife and abducted her from the street. Witnesses provided deputies with a description of the vehicle, which was later located by law enforcement. Detectives with the Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit responded and continued the investigation. So I guess when you look at something like this, you look at it and you go, I mean, could it be something similar to that? It says the alleged kidnapping in Harris County, Texas, unfolded a 3-hour drive away from a separate search underway for 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos, who vanished on Christmas Eve. Olmos was last seen at 6:58 on Wednesday after leaving her home in northwest Bexar County, everybody. The X is silent. You know what's funny? Under the video. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like a minute ago when everybody started typing in it's virtual. Over and over and over again. Under the video, people said it's pronounced bear, Gray. Hey, Gray, it's pronounced bear. Hey, Gray. Remember last night on the show, I said Bexar, and then people said it's pronounced bear, and then I looked it up, and we literally on the show went, oh, I guess it is bear. The X is silent. There we go, and we figured it out. Didn't any of these people watch the next 30 seconds of the show to realize we had figured it out? Isn't that wild? I mean, I know, that's what's crazy about it. We already figured it out. So that means you didn't watch another 30 seconds of the show. Probably, what do you mean? Partially nude just probably means your pants are off or something. You have a shirt on or something. Or, whatever. But there's like 5 people that made the comment. And under each one I said, did you even watch the show? Yeah, I have my phone charging every night, and some nights if I forget, I wake up and it's low, and I immediately go, I better go charge this. So if she got up at 5:30 in the morning and she goes outside at 6:58, you would think her first move in the morning would be to, I don't know. Most people check their phone in the morning these days. That's it. Oh, I don't know. I've been doing it. My battery's the same as it always was. I don't know. That's how I do it. Doesn't seem to degrade mine. I've had the same battery in this stupid phone for years. About ready to get a new one. Yeah, KK, we've already mentioned that. Doesn't make any sense, KK. She gets up at 5:30 and she's looking for a charger at 7 in the morning. Yeah, no, doesn't make a lot of sense. No, we already went over that whole thing, that whole scenario last night. Pretty much debunked it. Let's see. Rather correct others to make. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, we already went over that whole thing last night. Doesn't make a lot of sense. You get up at 5:30. You're gonna go look at your phone. You're not gonna go, ooh, hey. I mean, if she was outside at 5:45 or 6, rummaging through, I'd probably go, okay. But it wasn't. And she never came back inside, apparently. Yeah, that's what I think. I think she left voluntarily, but the person that she left voluntarily with might not be... It might be a nefarious actor. Or she's out there doing what she wanted to do. Who knows? Hey, well, thanks, Mel Stiller, for saying that. I mean, we've talked about it being looking for a charger in the car. We've brought that up. It just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I mean, it does explain, like, okay, you might need a charger for your phone, but, like, why are you doing it an hour and a half later and you're still in your pajamas and you're going to go for a walk? Wouldn't you just charge it some other way in the house? Or how do we know it was? That's the same person that left the channel a few minutes ago. That's hilarious. Because I called didn't you hear the beginning of the show, KK? I called the aunt, and when the mother found it, okay, you're saying it had this tiny amount of charge left, and then she goes out to get it, and then she got abducted out of her car. But when the mother found the phone, it was dead. So I guess anything's possible. That it was running out. She's like, oh, I better go out and go get my charger. And then got abducted or something on the way out. Oh, okay. I would imagine the phone has a lot of information on it. Yeah, lots of things are possible. I guess that's the thing. It's like, what do you... I'd like to see what she was... that's why the video being released would be so much more helpful. Did it look like she could have been looking for a charger? I mean, I don't know what somebody looks like if they're looking for a charger, but, But anyways, I got a pinned StreamYard link at the top there. If anybody knows any extra information or wants to call in. And Lisa, I never got your link regarding the boyfriend. Let's see what this one from the day is. I know, I said send me a link. Come on. You can't tell what somebody looks like in a video, you guys. Please. You don't know what she looks like, Sir Winston. So let's not invent stuff, okay? They seem to think it's her.
It's not like her.
Behind something her friends say is not like her. Antonio home and searching inside her car for an item. Moments later, the footage ends. Officials believe the teen then left on foot with just her car keys, leaving the car and her phone behind, something her friends say is not like her. Drones, search and rescue personnel.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be, the cell phone. Like, if it's not normal for her to leave her phone behind, and then she's outside, maybe she is looking for the charger, because she wasn't even going to go on, she was going to charge her phone before walking or something, and then somebody just happened to abduct her or something, and then the surveillance cameras just happened to shut off right when somebody would be seen. I mean, that's just nuts, you guys. It's crazy. they're being irresponsible by not putting out just the video here. I mean, this is stupid. This video right here, I don't know how somebody got this, but you must have went to the app that had the surveillance on it, and this is just sort of like skipping forward to each movement, and you're only getting one frame. It's a complete waste of time with no time code associated with anything. And this says 7:19 a.m. you see Camila, and then she's gone. Well, no, it's 6:58. All right, so that's not even right. So there's nothing on here whatsoever that's useful, other than when you get to the one where she's in it. I guess I'm scrolling by too fast. Let's see. So every time it shifts, like that one. Okay. So the one right before it is this one. How come that's so light? Wouldn't this one be darker than... I mean, even... I don't know. So apparently this is her right there. And then it just goes to another shot during the next part of the day. There's no motion, nothing. I don't know how somebody got this. I mean, it would be interesting to have the footage and then do the overlay thing that I do, where you would see the motion, although it's not lights or anything. So, but yeah, I mean, even if you lighten this up and put it over the top of the other one, you could sort of see better what she was doing. Although it's not difficult. It's weird how the one that she's in, this shot is so dark comparatively. Well, that would be ludicrous if that's what they're doing here. Pictures are completely useless. Unless you have like 4K and it's really clear. All right, guys, we're having one of those huge lulls again. So if you're out there, like Linda Cosma, thank you very much for gifting a membership. We're trying to keep reaching the goals. We're probably at 42 or 43%. Well, the FBI usually gets involved when there's an abduction, something like that. They must, probably because of the nature of the, there's so much of this human trafficking in that particular area. And, I mean, they must have way more surveillance footage. Like I showed you before, this whole area, these are all cameras. Their house is right there, so it would pass at least 1, 2, and if it came out there, there's obviously going to be some other cameras somewhere along the route, although, to be fair, when you're out on the highway there, none of the cameras are really facing out here. Now, there might be cameras up, is that one up there maybe? On top of that building? I mean, maybe that's something, I don't know, but... Or not building, but light, I mean. But, driving down here, there's no cameras. So, there's just those two, except for the fact that from about right here to there, it's 2013 footage. So, I would imagine, given the fact that there's so many cameras going around, that others also have cameras on them. So, I think you even... Here, see how that's... Okay, this is 2025, and then boom, we're now at 2008. I mean, this was just built right before that. Look how small those trees are. I mean, it's kind of interesting just looking at that. Watch. Boom, and that's the same neighborhood. So this tree right there is that big now. And then this little tree right here on the side of the street doesn't look like it's even there anymore. I think that's a camera right there. And so that's another one. And we can look over there. And this, I don't know, I can't tell what that is. Can't really tell if that's a camera or not. And right here, I mean, I would say 80% of people these days have a Ring doorbell or something on their house. I mean, I don't know if 80%, but at least I would say 70%. If you don't, you're nuts. Okay, because those things are... Gray, that's not cool, man. I don't have one. I trust my neighbors, you bastard. Well, yeah, we're not talking about your neighbors. It's the random people that come in the area. Yeah, now we're back in 2011. And so this whole side over here isn't going to have anything. And now we're 20... And that looks more like a light there. Oh, it looks like we got... all right, there we go. You there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Here.
Okay, let me get rid of the mic thing. Hold on. All right, echo cancellation is gone.
Okay. Good. So you can hear me, right?
Oh, yep. What's going on?
Okay. Yeah. No, I just have a theory of what happened. I don't. I like I said. I think she left voluntarily. And then she might have been I think she was meeting like maybe with someone older, or like something like that, and then maybe she got trafficked or something. I don't know. But that's kind of my theory. So, do you think that's like a good theory or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds like something that's plausible. I mean, maybe she was going out in the morning. I mean, if the phone being off is intentional, like she let it die, or it was it's dying overnight or whatever, and she didn't want to charge it so that she couldn't be tracked, then she's probably leaving with somebody intentionally, and then maybe the person turned out to be a bad actor.
Yeah, that's what I think. So
yeah,
the same thing as you, basically. Yeah,
that's kind of what that's where I'm leaning to. But at the same time, I guess you can't really throw out what KK was saying up there, is that maybe the phone was at 10% when she got up and she was looking at her phone, and like at 6:45 or so, she's like, oh man, my phone's about to die. And then she goes outside to look for her charger in the car, and then somebody opportunistically abducted her who maybe knew that she would frequently go on morning walks. Maybe there was a pattern established by her and somebody was waiting for that. But then, man, what about all the other stuff? Like, what are the odds that...
What are the odds of that, though?
The camera just dying right when it would have shown another car or her walking away. I mean, stuff like that happens, It's like there's no explanation. It's just that is what it is. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting case. It's just there's just a lot of things that just don't really make sense. I mean, they will when we know like the outcome of the case, but it's just right now.
It actually feels like it's something nefarious more now. I mean, in some way, because, or at least, I mean, when I just for the moment that I talked to the aunt, they seem like they're really kind of concerned and freaked out. Why are they even answering phone calls if they're hiding something? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't do that. So
yeah, I don't think it's the boyfriend or anything at this point. I think it's like an unknown person.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. So for sure.
Yeah. Well, cool.
All right. Well, I'll let someone else call in. Hopefully, someone will call in that has more information than I do, because I don't live in that area. So or anything. So.
Okay. Well, cool. I appreciate you calling in.
All right. See you. Yep.
All right. See you. Timothy Cecil. All right. Mhm. Yeah, we always do the thing where we look up sex offenders. And you know what? I haven't found one case that we've done that in where it turned out to be one of the sex offenders. I think it's more likely somebody that she was communicating with or had met before, and then, something like that. And it could actually be too that she just left willingly and is somewhere else. Maybe she didn't like how things were going in her life or something. Don't know. Yeah. All right, we need maybe somebody in there could try to do one of those challenges, you guys. We're still just kind of struggling around with very little momentum. Let's see. So this is the ABC News. A Texas teen who has been missing since Christmas Eve was last seen leaving her home that morning and is believed to be in imminent danger, law enforcement officials said. Imminent danger. So that must mean they have some other piece of information. An unidentified person believed to be 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos was captured on security video around, all we've ever seen is a still frame, around 7 a.m. on Wednesday, searching her vehicle for an unidentified. Wouldn't that be, if that's what the surveillance footage is, what a joke. Like, it makes a 1 second still frame every time there's motion. Jeez. Her vehicle for an unidentified item, according to a statement, she was looking for an unidentified item. Investigators said they believe Mendoza Olmos. I guess it makes it more likely she was looking for a charger, given the fact that her phone is dead, than if her phone was completely charged and she went out to the car looking for something. So I guess it gives you points in that direction. But it's also odd that, I guess, yeah, I guess that's a good point about we don't know what time her phone died. It could have died a minute before her mom found it. And it was really close to dying, and then she went outside to go get the charger. And then somehow something happens right when she goes outside. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I think she left. I feel like she's left. This is one of those cases we don't have enough information. We don't know, like, was she going through anything? Was there something that was making her nervous? Maybe that's why she was sleeping in her mother's room. What was going on? So it's hard. This is one of those hard ones. How did she get abducted in that little tiny time frame? She goes outside to look for something, and then poof, somebody's right there. And I guess there's no evidence whether or not she went back in the house either. Hey, you guys, you can join on StreamYard like a phone call. You don't have to use your video or anything. And you can tell me what your thoughts are. Well, what kind of behavior was it that she had before? Someone said, man, that's okay. Yeah, we've said that about the cell phone. Either way, the cell phone is part of something. It's part of the story, whether it's her looking for her charger that got her outside, whether her cell phone was intentionally allowed to drain so that, it'd be hard to even turn it back on if you didn't have the password, etc. But then, you sort of wonder why she was out of her car. So who knows? Investigators said they believe Mendoza almost left the residence on foot since her vehicle remained there. Okay, well, here's a theory that makes the looking for a charger thing not really make a lot of sense. So she goes outside and she doesn't find the charger, and then she goes on her walk anyways, just kind of takes off. That seems kind of odd. That doesn't make any sense. Just goes, oh, shoot, I can't find it. Well, I'm going to go on that walk anyways. Seems like you would just, I don't know. That's why it doesn't seem like that's what she was looking for. Hey, maybe she had one of those portable batteries, Gray, and was just looking for the cable that connects that to the thing. Okay, well, then why did she keep moving then? Wouldn't she want to make sure she had her phone with her? I don't know if it's the same time, but they said she often walked in the morning. But hey, guys, if you could please help support the channel tonight's no different than any of the other nights. We try to reach our goals. My channel's donated $43,000 this year, 273 or 2 or whatever the hell it is, thousand since January of 2020. What was it? 2021? I can't remember now. Since 2000. No, 2020, not 2000. 2020. Yeah, it's you don't think it's her in the footage? I do. Okay, do you think she was walking away and then somebody abducted her and then got the key to her car and they were looking for something? I mean, what do you think that person is? Yeah, and then there's chargers in her house. Nah. I mean, taken from her car. Where's the video of that? That would be the first part of the motion on the camera. They just said it was her at her car rummaging through it. Oh, look at that. Jim Long's about to bubble bath with his roommate, Texas Tony. Jeez.
Me and my roommate, Texas Tony.
You and Julio down by the schoolyard? I don't know. Jesus. I don't know. I mean, people are taking too much into someone said something. Forget it. Okay? Somebody says, oh, she had a certain behavior, so she's been in church, and then all of a sudden, I mean, we don't know what that is. You guys theorize too much. That's like the ancient aliens. We don't do that on this channel. I know it's kind of not as fun, but we don't do the ancient aliens technique where you say, is it possible that she was into drugs? And if so, who's the main cartel in the area? And if that's true, is it possible that one of their people went up? And it's like your original premise may not even be correct. And you just went down on a chain of 15 different what ifs after that. I am, man. I'm saying aliens did it. Mm-hmm. Well, why are you watching them, Elena? Jesus. You're like a walking billboard. It's just the most incredible crap I've ever seen. I've never said that. Don't put words. You just did. And I can say whatever I want on my show. You said, since she's into drugs, who's above her? You said, if she used drugs, how up in the food chain was her connection? Just like, how often do you beat your wife? You know, that kind of crap. You're just sort of assuming something and then saying something else. Well, we don't do those. We don't do those here, Raw. We don't do the if something and then if this and this and this and this. You know, we just try to use the factual elements that are available to go after, and that's why my channel is accurate all the time. We don't do the, you know, if this is something, then if. Whoa, look at Marty up there. Marty just said, if you guys out there, all, 10 of you gift one channel membership, Marty will gift 10. So that would be a huge, that would, we still wouldn't be at the minimum goal, but we'd be damn close. We'd be getting there. So can you guys try to make that happen? Yeah, if you want to watch the conspiracy channels, I'm sure the other 6 other channels are conspiracy theorists. You guys keep typing in look at, but how about join in to try to make that happen? With help of someone waiting a couple blocks down the road. It could be, but she should be on camera for sure. Law enforcement. Here's what I think law enforcement is thinking: that that they believe that she probably left on her own. But given the fact that she's only wearing pajamas, she didn't bring her phone or her keys or anything else, that she wasn't planning on being with that person for very long, but now she hasn't been back in 3 days, so they've sort of upped what they're calling it. Did any of you guys out there see the Marty's Bar and Grills challenge? It's one of those ones that are really helpful to the channel. So if you guys could please join in on that, that'd be great. Thanks. It just means that 10 of you have to donate 1 channel membership, not each one of you do 10. Although that'd be great, but yeah. Yeah. Investigators said they believe Mendoza Olmos left the residence on foot since her vehicle remained there, and that the only items she took with her were her car keys and possibly her drive. That's old. When was this written? I guess that's today. We're still saying that. Oh, well, there you go. It's already there by Lisa Belson and Stephen Connerly. You guys want to hear something funny? This is how my intuition works. In the Blazer game, the Portland Trail Blazers recently have the worst endings of games I've ever seen in all of my years of being a Blazer fan of basketball. Just one game we were up 15 with 2 minutes to go and went into overtime and barely won. Unbelievable. Tonight, we were up 3 with 3 or 4 minutes to go. Denny Advia got elbowed in the face. And so he got 2 free throws and we got the ball because it was a flagrant foul. And I said, based on the way the Blazers are going to have been playing, they could be up 8 after this because Denny Avia could make both of his free throws, put us up 5, and then make a 3-pointer on our possession that we get, and that'd put us up 8. But I go, based on how we've been playing, he's going to miss both free throws. We aren't going to score on the possession, and they are going to come down and make a 3-pointer. Guess what happened? Everything that I just said happened, except they made a 2-pointer and cut the lead to 1. Instead of us being up 8, it's just unbelievable. But we still ended up winning. Oh, you won't, Eric. You won't do that. Hey, thanks, Stephen Connerly and Lisa Belson. It looks like they already got there. That's crazy. Because Lisa Belson did 10. Is it a new one other than the ABC one? Okay, let me read this one, and I'll get that one open. That one looks like a good one, though, Lisa. So thanks for sending that. Yeah, I mean, I could do something like lighten that one up. I'm just saying that They're all still frames. None of the other still frames have any value at all because we don't know the time of them. And none of them have the time on them. I guess, I don't know. Did that match Marty's? I don't know if that's what Marty's bet, or not a bet, what do you call it? A challenge was. Was that it? I don't even know. Hey, thanks, Lisa Belson. Oh, I guess it was. There's Marty's Bar and Grill. Maybe he was wanting, I was thinking maybe 10 different people would do one. Thank you. Very cool. Man, you guys are, that's just so amazing. Thank you. All right, multiple agencies have joined. Let me just switch. I'm going to go right to the one that Lisa just gave me. Why does it need to be shared like that? All right, here we go. We'll get back to this one in a minute, but I wanted to see something about boyfriend in this one. Hold on. How come it doesn't say boyfriend? Let me buzz through this and I'll get right to that next one. Thank you, Marty's Bar and Grill. He said, like a used car salesman. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar told ABC News on Sunday that sheriff deputies and volunteers have been searching around the clock. Multiple agencies have joined the search, including the FBI, which is providing technical assistance, and the Department of Homeland Security, which is monitoring border crossing and international travel, Salazar said. Wow. So they really think this might be... Here's the thing. She is absolutely beautiful, this girl here. So she's a absolute target for people that do this trafficking. Multiple agencies have joined the search, including the FBI, which has provided technical assistance. We definitely don't want to miss anything, Salazar said. The ground search is somewhat limited to a couple of square miles. We are also not ruling out that this case may take us outside the borders of the continental United States. Salazar said investigators have not ruled anything out in the teenager's disappearance. And by the way, the aunt that I talked to, she had come from Mexico on the 25th, including kidnapping, human trafficking, and the potential she left on her own accord. Right. That's sort of where I'm leaning, but man, I don't know. This is tough. Salazar said Mendoza Olmos recently went through a romantic breakup, but authorities said the breakup was mutual and don't suspect anything nefarious was involved, saying everyone close to her is cooperating. Olmos was last seen wearing a baby blue and black hoodie, baby blue pajama bottoms, and white shoes. Camila's mother, that's the part about the boyfriend, though. So Olmos was last seen wearing baby blue. Yeah, we just did that. Camila's mother stated that Camila normally goes for a morning walk. That means a pattern could have been noticed by a predator. However, she became concerned when Camila did not return within a reasonable period of time, according to the sheriff's office. Salazar confirmed that Mendoza Olmos was not detained by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, despite her being a U.S. citizen. Let's see. Mendoza Olmos was not detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, despite her being... Well, I don't even understand this. Salazar confirmed that Mendoza Olmos was not detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, despite her being a U.S. citizen. You mean not being? I mean, why would you be? I don't understand that. Did you mean to say not a U.S. citizen? I mean, I don't. That's the only reason that they would do that. That was a personal concern, so I had it checked to make sure that there were no stops, no detentions, and that she's not somewhere in a federal detention facility. That is something we needed to check, Salazar said. Salazar noted that it was unusual for Mendoza Olmos to leave her phone at home, saying she leads an active lifestyle And it's highly unusual that she hasn't returned. That's why we're working basically around the clock on this case. While Salazar would not disclose some details of Mendoza Olmos' disappearance, he said there is enough information to suggest she is in imminent danger. Wow. Okay, well, there you go. See, imminent danger. That's not good. Salazar requested help from the community in the search, asking neighbors of man. You know, if you're in imminent danger and they're asking you to search around and within a 2-mile radius, that's sort of bad too. Let's see. Burger and a beer. I know. I think it'd be fun if we could all went to Marty's Bar and Grill. You know? There was a bar near me called Jimmy's. The guy that owned it was Jimmy, you know. Yeah, well, here's this part right here. So let's go over this now. This is the one that Lisa Valenzuela just sent me. And maybe this is why there's imminent danger. Mental health among concern in search for missing 19-year-old Bexar County Sheriff says. Camila Mendoza Olmos, 19, is still considered to be in imminent danger. This is something we talked about yesterday. We've had other cases where people have decided to take their life and took off, even young. Remember that one crazy case, you guys? That's probably one of the weirdest ones I've ever seen, was the one where, well, there's two of them. One of them at that waterfall area, and then there was a second one where the girl drove her car onto a bridge, pulled it over, and that's all they found was her car on the bridge with the door open. And apparently she just sort of went out there and jumped. And then it was sort of in the time of year where the water was rushing, and they found her something like 80 miles downstream. I mean, it was crazy in less than a week. It was just unbelievable. So we have cases like that. And I don't know if that's, you know, what's going on here, but it sort of, you know, kind of makes you wonder, you know, sleeping with the mom. You know, maybe the mom was like, hey, I needed, you know, was aware that there were issues like this, wanted to keep tabs on her, and then she got up in the morning and then maybe she did let her phone die on purpose and didn't bring it with her because she didn't want to be tracked to where she went, you know. I mean, I don't know. Oh, you missed that one? Yeah, that was a crazy one. Yeah, you brought that up. Let's just see what they say in here, though. Problems seem a lot bigger when you're at that age. So maybe that breakup. Salazar said, what we are hopeful of is, if she does not see this, is that really nothing has occurred that can't be fixed. Salazar said that Mendoza Olmos has a history of ideation of taking her own life, but wants her to know that there is help. Oh boy. Well, I think that's the angle now. See, that's the piece of information that none of us have had until just now. I think we talked about yesterday that maybe she went off to take her life or something like that. It seemed like, you know, the least likely of the scenarios. But now, given the fact that this is in an article, it has to be considered to be like the number one theory. I mean, and this is the same detective talking about it. Salazar said Mendoza Olmos recently went through a romantic breakup. See, now we also have that too, right? The romantic breakup. And they said it was mutual, but authorities said the breakup was mutual and doesn't suspect Nefarious was involved. Anything nefarious was involved. saying everyone close to her is cooperating. We're not going to slow down, Salazar said, as long as there's leads coming in and as long as there's hope, which we never give up hope. We're going to continue. Multiple agencies have joined the search, including the FBI, which is providing technical assistance, and the Department of Homeland Security, which is monitoring border crossings and international travel. See, that's weird because that stuff there doesn't seem like that's more about like self-harm. That seems like trafficking. Maybe because she was feeling that way, was taking some extraordinary risks, meeting different people or something. I don't know. We definitely don't want to miss anything. Salazar confirmed that Mendoza Olmos was not detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, despite her being a U.S. citizen. But why would they detain her? I don't really get that. I don't understand that whole thing. Having seen ICE operate the way ICE operates. Oh, that was okay. This guy's got a political agenda. Salazar. Yeah, there you go. So I had it checked to make sure that there were no stops, meaning, even though she wasn't, she is a legal citizen, they might have grabbed her up anyways. It was written the way it was written because that's what this guy's trying to say. He's doing his little political bullshit. Yeah, he's trying to do the ICE is taking even citizens off the streets, you guys. Yeah, come on. And there's that shot right there. She's wearing a black North Face sweater with blue accents. Camila's phone and all belongings except her car keys are still at home, including her car. Her friend said she normally goes on walks, but also said she always has her phone with her. And so that's it, right? I mean, that's kind of what we've been talking about. It's like she left the phone on purpose, and I think she even let it die on purpose. And she didn't want to be tracked. And so that even follows with the, taking your life situation. It's the same thing. What is that? Oh, I see. Shoot, I didn't have that on. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's leave that part again. Salazar said Mendoza Olmos has been depressed by things happening in her life. Problems seem a lot bigger when you're at that age. And they're even hoping like she reads it. Still considered to be in imminent danger. And that's because of her mental health, not because, that's what it feels like. That's what they're saying. Don't you guys agree? I think they're saying imminent danger now because of her mental health. Yeah, it's like Camila Mendoza Olmos, 19, is still considered to be in imminent danger. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar said, as mental health is among authorities' concerns amid the ongoing search. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody has to immediately switch over to that being the the main issue in the case. Did it start making her do reckless things too? I mean, it's interesting that they're checking the Mexico border and all that. Maybe they thought maybe she's trying to get back home, to her, where her family's from. Yeah, but people say stuff like that even when they're depressed about shopping. Oh, that was the boyfriend. Yeah, what a nightmare. Jeez. I don't think she climbed over. Does anybody think she went out somebody's backyard and climbed over a fence? I mean, that's something, definitely possible. Like even in her own, I mean, this over here, though, you'd have to go over that fence and then another one and then get over here. I was always looking at like this spot over there, this, whatever this is. Yeah, I think there was sound. You just didn't get to hear it because the call that I got a minute ago where I had to turn off the echo cancellation, and now you probably could. Maybe we could try it again.
Are doing everything they can to bring her.
But hey, guys, if you guys, I think we need another 12 total channel memberships to get to the. We're not at the goal yet, but if we get 12 more, then I'll donate 5 memberships myself.
Home.
Well, every morning we have been meeting at the Wild Horse HOA Sports Park, and from there we get groups around 20 with one leader that has experience with search and rescue and things like that.
And on Saturday morning, they had a lot of extra help.
In my group, a lot of them had no idea like who she was. They just saw the search on the news and they showed up for her, and I think that's really moving.
People from all over town showed up to divide and conquer a 4-mile radius near Camila's family home.
We're searching everywhere, green belts all the way through the local schools.
The nonprofit Search and Support San Antonio has been helping to organize the crews, use equipment, document what they find, and turn it over to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
Wear long pants, come out prepared to search, so bring a walking stick, bring hydration, boots, that kind of thing.
She'd always like check in on me and like slide up on my Snapchat stories and like talk to me about just literally anything.
In this picture, you can see a neighbor's home security camera captured a person standing outside of Camila's car. The sheriff's office has confirmed it's her. Camila's phone and belongings, except for her car key, are still at home.
I hope she can see it and see that she's very loved and she has so much support and people truly.
Hey, look at that. Lisa Valenzuela has a challenge. If you guys do 5 channel memberships, she'll donate 5 coffees. Thank you.
We do want her home.
You know, as her boyfriend.
Oh, well, we already, Marty's Bar and Grill just did that one. Timothy Cecil. I think we just need 1 more of those and the match.
what does it mean to you to see so many people in the community show up too, who just saw a call to action and then they came to join y'all?
It means the world. She
So that's the boyfriend here.
truly loves her loved ones and always puts herself before others. So that is the least that we can do, is come together as a community and come together and pray for her family, pray for her safe return home. And that's all we can really do, is look for her, and everything else is in God's hands.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
I wonder if that was the mother right there. Hey, thanks, Lisa Belson. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so if she does have mental, the reason she left the house is for mental reasons, then doesn't everybody then believe that the phone was left home intentionally, and she probably just didn't even charge it the night before or even care about charging it, and just let it die? Doesn't that seem more likely? So that would mean that she left the house intentionally, and that means the only part that we weren't sure on is did she get abducted, or I guess this is the other half where you would be went somewhere, and I don't think anybody would have driven her, right? All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And thanks, Lisa Valenzuela. Yeah. And so there really isn't a lot of places around here, interestingly. I mean, there's a row of trees. There's a wooded area over there. That's sort of close, like right in here. Somebody's property. Yeah, way over here, it's very, that's crazy. What is that? That's a park. So maybe Government Canyon State Park. That's close. Man, maybe she's went in there somewhere. It's not too far away from there. I think they need to check that park. I mean, everything else is just, look at this.
Texas Tony and I are currently clipping each other's toenails.
Oh, yeah? All right, Jim. I get the humor. On this one, I understand it. But Gray, it's true. Yeah, I mean, that's not far away. I mean, she'd have to know how to get there. And the thing is how did she get out of the neighborhood? Because there's this fence that goes all the way around, pretty much. Although, I don't know, let's see. What happens? Let's see, right here. How would you get out of here? I mean, if you just kind of walk by right there, I guess, and then you just sort of made your way over that fence, you then can walk through all this area, and then you kind of meander. I mean, then there's that huge wooded area over there. There's also this area here. Is there any... I don't know. What do you guys think? She may have left a note. They just haven't told us about it. So that's a big wooded area there. But this thing is absolutely massive over here. And there's this little area where there's homes, but other than that, this is just a pure wilderness area. It probably has coyotes and boars and all kinds of... Looks like there's a 360-degree camera. Maybe we can get a look right there. See what it looks like in there. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's just really dense. Yeah, there's one right there. That's probably the last place in the world I'd go hiking. I don't think I'd feel safe. Would any of you guys feel safe in there? I mean, that is crazy. Oh, man. Jesus, that's no way. No. No, James. Let's see, it's being built up out that way. Which one? Why don't you just tell me to go to the park instead of... Or why not give me the name of the park? I don't know. Doesn't look any different. I mean, there's some wooded areas around here. She could have left in a sad, depressed state, not even thinking about her phone. She was abducted or worse. Man, that'd be crazy if she was depressed and then got abducted. But I mean, the thing is, that's actually possible. I mean, maybe she was just the normal depressed that people get. But they did say that she had ideations of taking her life. So that's different. That's a different level. Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing out, there's this huge wilderness area here that is, you know, it's not far. It's 2 miles from her house is the start of that whole huge, massive park right there. And then after that, I mean, it's really kind of wooded. A lot. It's not dense of people, but I mean, in terms of right next to the house, that's the biggest piece of land there. I mean, have they tried scent dogs in this case? Dude, she's not on a camping trip. Dude, look at these fools. They come in with this stupid, the way they type stuff in, it just makes you just, ugh, God, these people. Dude, she's not on a camping trip. She must have had motive if she didn't get picked up. Have they gone through her phone or how her mental health was prior to this? Yeah, they have. We just went over a whole article on the mental health portion. They're actually worried about that angle. In fact, that's the main angle of the case. And I'm sure, and they have gone through the phone, as I said earlier. And that was one of the things I even asked. You know, I said, have they been able to get into her phone? And they said, yeah, they've been in there. So they know the whole thing. They got into her phone. The phone was dead. The mother tried to charge it. Yes, they were sleeping in the same bed. But there was no other people in the house. That's why she was doing that. They were just sleeping in the same bed. Maybe because they were, trying to. I don't know. Everything makes a little bit more sense now that we know that. Doesn't it make more sense now that Camila was sleeping in her mother's bed, given her mental state that she was in? Doesn't it make more sense now that a phone was not charged and it was dead at the house? And then doesn't it make more sense now that she leaves the house on her own and she went somewhere that we just aren't aware of yet? Hey, thank you, Chris O'Connell. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to everybody, or hope you guys had a good one. We got the New Year's coming up here. I think next year, I think our economy and everything is going to do really well. That's when all of the stuff kicks in. The no tax on tips, the lower taxes for everybody, and the corporate taxes are lower so that they can hire more people. Yes, trickle down actually works. We've got all kinds of stuff coming, so let's see how it goes. I hope so. Yeah, this is such a shitty. And today I spent a lot of time going around, and I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cameras other than, or no, then there's another one. That's where they live. There's actually another camera that was right here. So I didn't even have that one on there. So there's tons of cameras. So they have to know that she's left the area. They've seen her walking, and that's why they think she left on foot, I believe, is because they've seen her. They must have seen her. Unless she went out this way. Like if she was here at her car, right here, and then somehow got back here over that fence, now who knows where the hell, I mean, I don't know what cameras are around or anything. Because this isn't really, there might be one inside this junkyard somewhere, or whatever this is. I don't want to offend somebody and call it it looks like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, what do you guys think that is? It's not a junkyard because there's stuff stacked, but maybe like a city construction. She can't take back. The mother is going to regret going back to sleep. Yeah. Who are you saying can't take back? Who? The mother said something she can't take back, or what do you mean? I don't understand it. If she has done something she can't take back, you mean taking her life, you mean? The mother's going to regret going back to sleep for the rest of her life. Yeah, it says called Burning Bush. Oh, compost, topsoil, black and red. Yeah. That's this one. Now what's this one over here? Concrete supplier. Huh? Now, hey, Burn, Oni, whatever the hell your name is. We do this, been doing this for 7 or 8 years. We've gone through everything that you brought up already. You didn't bring up anything new or anything. You kind of came in here, assumed you were sort of running the show. And, that's sort of, doesn't really go over very well. Just letting you know. Yeah, we don't know. The thought was originally from the car may have been if she had been in the house and the phone had died later in the morning, like she got up at 5:30, let's say it's 6:45, she knows, oh, my battery's dying in my phone, then she goes out to the car to get the battery. But I don't know. It just seems that didn't really jive with me. I think she just intentionally let the phone die, and what she was getting in the car, we don't know. And we may never get to know the answer to that question unless she's found alive. That's it. Well, I think they would have seen her change at the car. They didn't say that. They said it looked like she was rummaging through. And she was still wearing pajamas. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Something's look on Google Map. I find some really crazy things on Google Maps. You figure out a lot of stuff using the time frame function. A lot of cases we cover from way back when. And then you look at it, and it looks like this, little boxes, now. And then you go back to when the crime happened, and it looks like this. There's like nothing, it's totally different. And so looking at, unless you're using the historical portion up here, like, for example, you can go back on this one, that's 1995. Look at the difference here. Look where this is. See that? This is the neighborhood that Camila lives in. This is 1995. Isn't that ridiculous? And then you go to 2003. That's a colored version of the same thing. There's absolutely nothing there whatsoever. And then you go to 2004. It still looks like that. Probably. And then, let's see, 2006. It looks like that, there's some... it's still there, right? And 2008, boom. In that little time frame, in a 2-year period, they put in every one of those. Look at this. So there was this little bit here that was starting. But just from December of 2006 to May of 2008, a year and 5 months, this entire area was built. And not that it matters in this case, but I'm just saying in some of the other ones we do. Well, they've checked to see if she's gone into Mexico. Yeah, who is this? Eric's. Is that another one of the new accounts? Well, my overall thesis, I'll go back, was that she left the house intentionally. And then I thought at that point maybe she met up with somebody. But I'd worked out that I believe she left the house intentionally. And then I thought maybe she met up with somebody that she wanted to meet up with, but they turned out to be nefarious, and then something happened. That was kind of my main, thesis, if that's what you want to call it. But now it turns out that, maybe she did leave intentionally, but she had ideations of taking her own life and depressed about different things. And so now we don't really know. Remember the one case, you guys? It was in New York. You remember that one, Zozo? I remember this is a case where the parents came on. They were kind of mad because, like, on my channel, people send in super chats and stuff. And then after we explained it to them, they were like, oh, okay, But the girl, she got on a bus, for God's sakes. You remember that? It was a black girl. I think she was a student or something. Got on a bus, drove over to some waterfall somewhere, and then it's like, she took her life. somehow. I think she just jumped in the water or something. It's crazy. Yeah, you remember that one, right? I don't know the name of it, but there was the waterfall. Let's see if we can. I think that's a good comparison. Wasn't that in New York or something? Yeah, I don't remember what that case was. There's no way I can remember that. Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, you know. Which part, Lady of Cali? Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I think the new information that Lisa sent really kind of outweighs everything now. You know, that's why we like to try to get the facts and put it together. And we don't speculate wildly and crazily. If you notice, all the, you know, the craziest one that I've been entertaining is that she left on her own, and when she, you know, or she was out at the car and somebody abducted her, etc. It's not like, you know, a lot of these other channels, they look for the craziest, sensationalistic thing they can possibly find, and everyone gets all excited. They get way more views, etc., and that's just not the way you should do it. All right, now, who knows, man? Maybe there is something really crazy going on here. It just doesn't seem like it. Now, what happened to her might be crazy. I mean, how did she just disappear on foot and go somewhere? You would think she'd be somewhat close to the house. I think in a minute here we should go really try to look around for something else. But anyways, in this article, it says Camila Mendoza Olmos, 19, is still considered to be in imminent danger. But I think the reason they think she's in imminent danger is because the Bexar County Sheriff, Javier Salazar, said, as mental health is among authorities' concerns among the ongoing search. Salazar said Mendoza Olmos has been depressed by things happening in her life. Problems seem a lot bigger when you're that age, Salazar said. What we're hopeful of is she does see this, let's see, if she does see this, is that really nothing has occurred that can't be fixed. So, what are they referring to? Is it something that was said or done before she left, or just the fact that she's gone that can't be fixed, or was she depressed about some other things? Salazar said that Mendoza Olmos has a history of, you know, the S word there, ideation. All right, that's one of the words that you can't say on YouTube. I know that. I don't say unalive, though. That's stupid. But, you know, taking their own life, ideation, but wants her to know that there is help. Okay? She's got people here that love her very much, Salazar said, and are more than willing to help her deal with whatever she may be going through right now. Well, man, I wonder if they know what's going on. You know? Oh, that's the name of that case? Sanaya Dennis? Here, let me look that one up. See, that totally reminds me of this. Wow, that was that long ago, huh? 2021. I remember it. God, that's crazy. That's right, it was New York. At her college residence, Buffalo University, she went missing a few hours later, and I don't think she still remains missing now. Didn't they find her? Or did she go into the water and they never found her? Oh, see, look. It's very similar. See, it says the story of Sanaya Dennis, look at same age and everything, 19-year-old Buffalo State College student who went missing on April 24, 2021 is heartbreaking. Evidence released by law enforcement suggested, and thanks for finding that, Zoza, suggested Dennis took her own life after a series of distressing events leading up to her disappearance. Until this week, there had been no confirmation of whether Dennis' body was recovered, despite extensive search efforts. Niagara Action can confirm that Dennis's head was that Dennis's head was recovered from the lower Niagara River in the weeks after the tragic death. The source, a male who was working rescue efforts at the Maid of the Mist, said that the remains were found floating in the water. New York State Police were contacted for a comment and stated that the investigation was handed back to SUNY Buffalo. Dennis, it's a really crazy story. It's like Dennis was later leaving her dormitory on the evening of April 20th. So just kind of compare this to the story we're covering here. Dennis was last seen leaving her dormitory on the evening of April 24th following an argument with her boyfriend that resulted in their breakup. I mean, hello? I mean, this is nuts how similar this is. 19 years old, just broke up with her boyfriend. In the hours that followed, she made numerous attempts to contact him, calling 66 times and sending alarming texts, including one that read, "I'm not feeling good. I think I'm going to take my own life." Despite her desperate pleas, her ex-boyfriend, who was in New York City at the time, did not respond. Later that day, Dennis spoke with a male friend in New York City, I remember that, confiding in him about her thoughts. They engaged in a 4-hour conversation during which she expressed feelings of hopelessness, but also mentioned reconsidering her earlier statement about taking her own life. However, around 11 p.m., she was seen on surveillance footage throwing personal items into a garbage can, which led investigators to believe she had decided to return to her dorm. Shortly after discarding the belongings, Dennis swiped her bus card and traveled along to Goat Island, a location near Niagara Falls. Around midnight, she sent a text to her mother saying, "I love you, I'll call you tomorrow," and another to her friend indicating she wouldn't see him that summer. The last confirmed sighting of Dennis was captured on park cameras around 12:17 a.m. on April 25th, where she was seen on a bridge. During a 45-minute phone call with her male friend, she disclosed her intention to jump off the bridge. Just after 1 a.m., she took a Snapchat selfie with the iconic falls in the background. Minutes later, she sent a final text to a friend claiming she was on her way back to Buffalo, but cell phone records later indicated this was not true. Shortly afterward, her phone left the cellular network, suggesting it was either turned off or destroyed. A canine search tracker tracked Dennis, sent to Luna Island, located between the American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls, where the dog showed signs of wanting to jump over a railing. The dogs wanted to jump over the railing into the turbulent waters below. That's how good those scent dogs are. But isn't that crazy?
Texas Tony may have something to do with this.
Oh, yeah. But I think that story might be very similar. You know, obviously, we don't see all the surveillance they might have in this case, but I guarantee you, if she walked away and she went through the neighborhood, that there is a ton of footage of her walking and exiting the neighborhood, and then, you know, it's about tracking where she went after that. Anyways, did you guys find that interesting? Thanks, Jim Long. Now, the cell phone that she has might provide a lot of clues. Who is she texting and communicating with right before? That's what we were talking about yesterday. And apparently, law enforcement has the phone, and they're able to get into it. I think the mother, probably seeing how her daughter was, probably sort of demanded that she had access to different things. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's why they were sleeping in the same bed that night. Thank you, Jim Long. Well, are you guys gonna? I'm gonna try to do the hearing tomorrow. I'm hoping I can stream it. I have access to it. Grabbed a gun, or where's the chance of her grabbing a gun? There's a chance at all kinds of things, There's a chance that an alien spacecraft flew overhead and beamed her aboard the ship and asked her where she wanted to go and then beamed her back somewhere else. There's always a chance, as long as you believe that there's life in the universe. And yeah, there's a lot of... Sounds like there's a lot of people... And there was another person that was found pretty recently, apparently in the same general area. I don't know. I kind of think it's more of this later situation. I mean, it could be a little bit of both, right? I mean, she's depressed. Maybe she wasn't actually going to take her life, but she is just depressed, doesn't want to talk to anybody, goes out, she's going to go on her walk, and then somebody had been following and watching her, abducted her. I mean, it's still a possibility. I just think she left on her own. I mean, how unfortunate. I doubt all the cameras are that bad over there. I think she's wearing whatever they said she was wearing in the video. I don't know. I couldn't see it. It's probably like 160 miles or so to Mexico. Hey, thank you, Chris O'Connell. Thank you. And thanks everybody who's helped support the channel tonight. Really appreciate it. We don't get the glitz and glamour of the conspiracy nutters who try to make everything an entertainment fest instead of literally trying to figure out what's happening. So, I mean, it's interesting that she lives... I mean, just look up in the air right here. One of the only really huge dark areas is right there. And it's only 2 miles from her house into that huge wooded area there. And it's like a national park. But anyways, let's just go right down here and we'll get to more recent times. There you go. By the way, do you know anybody else that is this good at Google Earth? Where I can just, fly around and it almost seems like it's a drone or something. Let's see. What's on that street? I mean, that's sort of interesting how this... I mean, she'd have to go over... But this one is different because She could have walked to the end of the street and then just... I wonder if that's like a culvert that you could literally... like go under, you know? Let's see what that looks like there. I mean, that's a way out of there without really having to go through somebody's yard, or... Oh, jeez, look at that. I mean, that's... you're out of there on that one. Look at that. You walk, just go over there, step down, and then go underneath that fence. Wouldn't that be crazy? That's just right next door. You come out here, take a right, and then boom. You know, and that's the only one that's like... I mean, that'd be like you'd have to plan it, you know. Oh, wow, look at that. I've got this really great escape place, but... and that's pretty crazy, isn't it? And then you come out right there, and then walk this direction. And then it continues. There's like another culvert that goes from here. And then you're... I don't know. You see that though right there, right? So I don't know if it comes out over there. And then, yeah, and then look at it. Continues, baby. Right over here. It's interesting. I'm not really heading towards that park at that point, but... I don't know, I'm not talking about Angelique Johnson. This is its own case. So there's that way out, but you know, like she comes out, unless she just sort of went through the homes and jumped over a fence over there, she'd have to come out here. And then, you know, that means somebody over here, there's so many cameras that somebody has her on camera. I mean, the only way to get out of this area would be on camera.
Marty McFlyup was in an NFL stream the other day.
Mm-hmm. I can look that person up if you want. Angelique Johnson. I don't know anything about it. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is searching out to the community seeking assistance in locating 17-year-old Angelique Johnson, who disappeared from the northwest side of San Antonio. Angelique was reported missing subsequent to being last seen on the 130 block of Exeter Road near Pont. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I mean, this isn't too... that right there isn't far away from that house. It's on the same side of the town. Petronco Road. And they said Exeter Road. See, there isn't one. And that's just... yeah, it bugs me. There isn't an Exeter Road. $130. Maybe there is. Maybe it's Exeter Place. Okay. That seems like it's down in that area. Okay. So there's that one. And then Petronko Road. Yeah, see, there you go. Petronko Road. So she went missing. She was last seen in the 130 block near on the 130 block of Exeter Road. So probably right around in here. Like right there. And then that other case is up here. I don't know. I'm just sort of... I mean, there's other ones that are actual abductions, and then we don't know what Camila's case is, right? Yeah, it's not exactly the same area. I just showed it to you on the map. As officials piece together her last known moments, they remain unable to pinpoint her location despite her believed possession of a cell phone. Yeah, I don't think they're connected. I don't know. Wouldn't you think she'd want to get out of the neighborhood as quick as possible? Like, she's not sitting there walking down all these streets and... It is kind of frustrating. Okay, so this is also saying that. Or is this the same one that we just read? Oh, yeah. That was 2 hours ago. See, that's the most recent article, is this one that mentioned mental health among concerns. So... this whole thing about she was not detained by the Border Patrol, you know, he had to confirm it because even though she's an American citizen, I mean, that's just garbage. That's just somebody trying to bring in political beliefs and, you know, it's stupid. So many houses there, they have to know if, yeah, well, there's not just houses, there's... Look at, this is how many cameras I found in yellow there. Look at these. How is she not spotted at least on this one? And then we found another one earlier, I think. Let's see. Okay, this is still 2025. And then... yeah, and then it switches over. It's unfortunate. Let's see if we can see anything from way back here. What is that? It's like a wasp nest or something. Or maybe that's where they cut a branch off. I mean, that could be a camera. Yeah, anyways, once you go to here, it's 2013 when almost nobody had surveillance cameras. And so then you come down here, and then it doesn't really ever shift over until, this is, yeah, 2013. And then I think once you start going down the street, there you go, boom, now it's 2025 again. So from here you can see lots of cameras on houses. Again, like this one has 3, I think, that you can see. Like there's one there, and right here. And those are probably filming the backyard, but also could probably see over the fence. And then it goes all the way around, but the ones that would absolutely have picked her up would be this one, and then this one picked her up at her car, but apparently they have the camera set weird. And then I guarantee you, one of these other homes here, at least one, have cameras on them. And then this one could pick something up. And then, but if that just didn't pick anything up other than her feet or whatever, then you make it out to the street and then there's no cameras. And I guess we could look here, see if there's something on this street that... This is 2025 right here. Yeah, that's one right there. I'm pretty sure that's either that's a camera or a door, garage door sort of signal sender or whatever, receiver, whatever the hell you call it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see money on this street compared to the other one. Maybe that's something up in there. Might just be a light. I'd be interested in this street here, though. Because this is where, close to her house, she can get out of the area without having to really do anything weird, go over somebody's fence. Because this fence right here goes all the way around. This right here, you just step down and then sort of, bend over, crawl a little bit, go underneath, and you're out of there. And it's just right next to her house, which is just right here. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any, concrete information that that's what she did. I'm just guessing. Well, wild hogs is what I said, didn't I? Did you miss that earlier? Yeah, I said that. Yeah, what about it? Jim?
Sunday morning, family, friends, and community members joined the search for Camila Mendoza Olmos in the Wild Horse subdivision in northwest Bexar County.
Today there's probably about 60 to 70. We've got 5 teams, and we've got sections we've already assigned to them. So they're out there and trying to comb the areas that we've sent them to.
Camila was last seen on a neighbor's surveillance video just before 7 a.m. Christmas Eve morning. She was standing next to her car outside her home on Caspian Spring. What the video doesn't show is what happened to Camila after that. She was gone, but her car was still there. Hours later, her mother, Rosario Olmos, reported her missing. Since then, there have been multiple searches. A volunteer tells us the search teams are focusing on an 8-square-mile radius near Camila's home and are dealing with dangerous conditions, including wild animals.
There are some rodents, animals, hogs, things like that, so they just need to be aware of their surroundings at all times.
Camila's mother, Rosario, says the family is grateful beyond words for everyone helping, and they couldn't do it without them.
Estamos esperanzados todos los días. We are hopeful every day. At times we are broken, but we are staying strong because my daughter is missing and we don't know where she is at.
Rosario says she is asking the community to keep sharing Camila's story on social media and for prayers.
Por favor, muchas oraciones. Please, lots of prayers. We're doing everything possible to bring my daughter home, and everyone who prays for my daughter we give thanks to with all our hearts.
Now, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office released a statement on Saturday stating they have also conducted searches using deputies, drones, and cadaver dogs, but have not located Camila yet. They're also asking neighbors where Camila lived to please check your home security cameras for any signs of Camila Christmas Eve morning. They say this footage could help investigators create a clearer timeline of her disappearance. Mike Jimenez, KINS 5.
This is our third day of pretty much.
What do you mean, heavy? Who's the black vehicle? I don't get it.
Sunday.
Anyways, let's see. The car was there all night. You're talking about the black car over there? It never moved. Are you talking about this one over here? Oh, that one. I don't know. But they don't tell you the time frame of anything, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It was there for a long time. Hey, thanks, Carl. I hope that's not really the footage they've got. I mean, that is stupid. How does it, you know, to say it looks like she's rummaging through and that's the video you've got? Give me a break. There's no way that's it. If I had the original, you could probably do something with this, but I don't. Now, if you're an irresponsible YouTuber, you'll pretend that you can, you know, take a screen grabbed twice over video and get detail out of it. And you just can't. I mean, you can do stuff like this. I can make it really bright and then change, like, go like that, and it really just kind of looks the same. See? It just means that she's right at her window, just like it said before. Just like that. That's it. All right. Yeah. So unfortunately, we don't have the time frame on any of this. I mean, there's this car there. That's probably the one you're talking about. But what does it mean? I mean, we don't know what time anything is. I mean, there's another car right here driving down. And then that one left. Now, you might be able to do something with it if you have the original video that has all of the information in it. You might be able to do something, but if you don't have the original, it's hard to, doesn't help. But we don't know what color the pants are because it's dark outside. They can be baby blue. It's just they're in a shadow. So they can be. I mean, whatever color law enforcement says she has on, that's what she has on. Man, that sucks, Battleborn. Sorry to hear that. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to make of. I think the information that is out with her mental health is meaningful, and it might be why she left. But did she leave to do something to herself, or was she just making decisions that weren't very rational? Well, they never gave us any footage. That's not, I wouldn't even call that footage. They're still frames. One frame for each time the camera had motion over a certain period of time that is not known. If we knew which each time those shots were, it might mean something, but it doesn't. Yeah, we already got that name a minute ago, Lynn. What difference does it make? I don't think it's related at all. There was another case in Texas, too, where on Christmas Day a girl was actually absolutely abducted and her father tracked her down with her cell phone and found her. So we already went over that one earlier. I don't know. Yeah, are we going to keep bringing up the other case again? Over and over again? We just went over the... you mean that surveillance footage, Zozo, or... Yeah, I mean, she could have been having, depressed, so she was being sort of reckless, and maybe she met somebody online, and they met up with her, and they turned out to be nefarious, something like that. I hope that's not what they've got. If that's the surveillance footage that they actually have, man, what a tragedy. Alright, well, I don't really have much more to offer you guys. What do you think? Alright, maybe we do a poll here. I don't know. It's like it's hard to even come up with. I'll just try that one for now. The other one is, I meant to put like self-harm after leaving on your own. I don't have that one, though. You can just say left on her own for that one. If you think it's self-harm, just she left on her own. Right, that's what I was saying. She left on her own, didn't want to be tracked, and I thought at that point she met up with somebody because she did that. And now that we have this new information, I think the same thing. She didn't want to be tracked. She left on her own, but it could be now that she did something to herself. That's where we're at now in the story. Just those, really kind of like those two options. She met up with somebody that turned out to be nefarious, but she wanted to leave her house on her own, and she didn't want to be tracked. I don't know. You can go a long ways away, Allison. It's hard to say. But anyways, you guys, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Maybe tomorrow we'll have some new information. Hopefully it's good news. All right. So thank you to Timothy. Let's do it up here. I'm going to try to get up early in the morning and do the hearing, you guys. So, yeah, Timothy Cecil, Tracy Antok, then I'm Essential, gifted 5 memberships. Wait, let me do these. Put them on the screen. Timothy Cecil, Tracy Antioch, then I'm Essential. Then we had Sandy Shirley, Michelle H, and then let's see, I think it was Franca Romano, Franca Romano, right? Wasn't that right? Or Franca. And then we had Doreen Ace, and then Marty's Bar and Grill, gifted 10 memberships. And we had Stephen Connerly, and then Linda Cosma, gifted 1. And Stephen Connerly gifted another 1. Then we had Jim Lawn. Then Stephen Connerly gifted another 1. Thanks, Stephen. Then Lisa Belson showed up and gifted 10. Then Marty's Bar and Grill gifted 10. And then 5 again. I think there was some kind of I think that's right. Marty's was a challenge that Lisa Belson and Steve Connerly met. And so, and then he did 10, and then he gifted 5 for, I think, the one that I did. And then Timothy Cecil, Lisa Belson, and then I gifted 5, then Jim Lawn, then Chris O'Connell gifted 5, then Jim Lawn, then Chris O'Connell, Jim Lawn, and then Carl with a C. That's what that stands for? Carl with a C. There you go. I figured it out. Yeah, she just broke up with her boyfriend. So that's one of the elements here that's similar to the case that we looked at from 2021, if you missed it. I think it has a potential of being very similar to that case. I mean, hell, she could have got on a bus. She could have done all kinds of different things. God, my stomach's just like, oh man. I ate a piece of pizza that had cheese on it. My stomach doesn't like it. I think that might be the footage they have, which is ridiculous. Yeah, but I think there's more footage. There's so many cameras there that I think that she would have had to be picked up on cameras walking out. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Everybody for helping support the channel. Hell, trolls, thank you too for the view, you know. It's always great. I'm guessing had breakup and left with... No. Have you missed all the stuff we've gone over tonight? Bernini? I feel like you missed all the main stuff. They have more. Some neighbors turned theirs in today. Yeah, good. Well, geez, I'm hoping they would have turned it in a long time ago. All right. Well, anyways, thanks, everybody. And thanks, Lisa Valenzuela, for your coffee as well, your challenge that was met. Is that the same one? Hold on. That's a long interview. This is like a really long thing here.
Be there for her friends and everybody, and we're just so grateful for the turnout. We just want to keep on getting the public support and trying to get people involved and know about it so that we could bring her home soon.
Forgive me, do you have a personal connection?
Yes, I was her boyfriend.
Okay. And what kind of person is she?
And was her boyfriend is correct, because they weren't dating anymore.
She's a very loving person. She's the person that always puts others before herself, and she loves everybody no matter what. And you know, this is just not like her because, like I said, she's just a loving person, and we would have never thought that something like this would happen.
We know, Colbs, we know.
What is her family going through? Just give me an idea, more or less.
Say that again?
What is her family going through right now? What are their feelings?
They're going through a nightmare, and so that's why we're all out here to support.
You think he looks 35? I don't think so at all. I think he looks like he's like 22 or something.
Her family and be there for them, because not only do they need us right now, they need the Lord Jesus to be with her and protect Cammy, because we know with the Lord that she's going to come back home.
How long will you be out there?
I'll be at her all day, and we've been out here for 3 days, going on 4
well,
days
you have to
straight.
go back and watch.
And we're not going to stop until we find her.
Have you talked to the sheriff's department?
Yes, I have not.
You have not? Okay. Now, what have they told you? Have they told you anything?
If you were here, the sheriff or whatever he was, he said that there's mental health issues, and she's had ideations of taking her own life. Okay, so that makes sense why they might have been sleeping in the same bed. It might make sense of why she was leaving, etc. So if you missed that, you should always try to go back and watch the beginning of the show. Yeah, no problem.
So I talked to a couple detectives here at her house. I have not talked to them directly there, but they're just asking me how I know her, places where I think she could be, possibilities of who she could be with, and obviously asking for my connection to Cammy. And so, like I said, I was willing to give any information that I can to help bring her.
Yeah, so here's this thing really quick again. Right here, mental health among concerns. Camila Mendoza Olmos, 19, is still considered to be in imminent danger, Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar said, as mental health is among authorities' concerns. In an interview with ABC News, Salazar said Mendoza Olmos has been depressed by things happening in her life. Problems seem a lot bigger when you're at that age, Salazar said. What we're hopeful of is she does see this. Is that really nothing has occurred? Like, it's hard to read this. If she does see this, is that really nothing has occurred that can't be fixed? Salazar said that Mendoza almost has a history of, the S word, ideation, but wants her to know that there is help. See, that right there is a huge piece of information. This line right there is gigantic in this case. And it could be something else, but now that you see this, that she has a history of that kind of ideation, so maybe she, left the house feeling a certain way and somebody abducted her, but at the same time, it opens up the door dramatically for her doing something to herself somewhere. Okay? That makes sense?
Her home, because at the end of the day, that's what I want, is to bring her home to her family.
Anything else you want to say that?
Just to keep
Did
praying
you
for
get
her
that
family.
burn on me,
just
or
to keep
Bernoni,
asking for the
or
public
whatever the
service.
name is? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right? Because she's so pretty. She could probably be with anybody she wanted to be, but that is not. People's mental health generally doesn't have anything to do with that. But it's weird that they just knew that tomorrow would be better. There's no audio here.
Spell your first and last name.
FRANKTREVINO.
You have a title, you're just helping out with?
I'm a volunteer helping find missing people.
What's going on?
Well, today, as we did yesterday, we gathered volunteers who are willing to search for Camila.
Okay, anyways, you guys can check that out somewhere, but thank you for being here. I'll try to get up and do the hearing tomorrow of Tyler Robinson. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, and as I always say, Until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, like rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a type of fucking check. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later. This is Jessica Shoebox's favorite part of the show. Thank you for watching Grey Hughes Investigates, where we use facts, logic, reason, and common sense to figure out what happens in true crime cases. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, be safe out there.
Bye. See you around.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, please don't stop. Oh, thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, they were done clapping, Mary Lou, okay?
Well, I thought I deserved more.
Oh my God, what a diva. All right, see you guys later. Wow.